Hello, 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 hello. Are we back? We should be back. We should be back. Yeah, that's good. I was saying... hey, we're back. Okay, we're back. This is the drunk driver, or not the drunk driver, the racist driver. Welcome to Revachol. I see you remember our game. Good. I'm afraid you'll have to wait for a rematch. Microgravity makes Tavla a little difficult. He smiles broadly. Castor walks out to the platform beside you on the stand beside you on the platform. I don't know why I read platform when I was over here. The telltale clunk of his magnetic boots accompanied this slow crossing. He notices you looking at them. I don't look much like it up here. I hear there was some trouble at the Evening shipyard when they announced the result of the crew lottery. They screwed us. This guy is a powerful man. I don't know why. But he had access to some very powerful items as long as I gave him information. But I don't know much more about him. He's kind of this mysterious figure. I know. What happened to my voice there? I know. An ugly business. The Sirius are too used to the way things work in the core. The exploitation is the only logic they know. You know why they built this monstrosity on the eye? Troll. Certainly. There is no corporate oversight out there. But that's not all. Silly's built here because they didn't want anyone to know it exists. And secrecy is something I cannot abide. There are people being loaded onto that ship as we speak. Sleeping people, locked in cryosleep like the person that you were emulated from. There are hundreds of them. And Celis wants to send them out to a planet at the edge of the system without anyone knowing where it is. But you, Sleeper, can do something about that. You are like me. You deal with data. You can read it right out of the air. With someone like you on that ship, secrecy isn't a problem. You can ping back whatever I need, whenever I need it, as long as you're on board. With you on the side reel, and with some minor modifications, you can be my eyes and ears. I will keep track of Silis's grand projects through you. In short, I can get you on board, Sleeper, but I am going to need you to help me. Who are you? I am a concerned party. Someone who likes to know what is happening when it is happening, not afterwards. It's not just me. Yes, your friend Lem. That can be arranged. It is difficult but not impossible. The condition is, of course, that you go too. Castor clunks closer to the window, watching the tugs wheeling across the side rail. It's a simple offer, really, and the only one that will get you on that ship. Please consider it. But to make it happen, I need your assistance. As I said, there is a Silis Foundation ship docked in the new empty shipyard. I need the data from its servers. This will allow me to produce the IDs necessary for your transit. Silises aren't stupid though. Their ship is totally isolated from the station. You'll need to get on board if you want access to the Airwall servers. Once you have the data, meet me at your friend's unit so we can give him the good news. I noticed this importance to you and the little one. So cute. You don't extract the data before the sidereal horizon leaves the hub, then I will get the message. We have other options, but you are certainly my preferred one. But be sure when you act, Sleeper. Once you take the data from Silis, you'll set off a series of events that will likely be hard for you to untangle yourself from. Either way, I recommend you stop asking around here. You are bringing a lot of attention to yourself. There are only a handful of cycles until departure, Sleeper. Make your decision. With that, Castor marches off, back off the platform, the sounding of his mag boots fading away, leaving you to contemplate the sidereal horizon and the part they may play in the future. This puts us in a bit of a shitty position. Get on this ship, which was our goal with Lem and Mina, but that means kind of abandoning the guys over here that are trying to... I don't think I can do both. At least not with 3 dice in a day. That's a problem. That's a big problem. I'm gonna have to choose. I fucked up. God, I should have stepped a steady. I should have kept a steady incline of money coming in. God, if only that job fucking paid, man. God damn it. Nothing I do now pays, which fucking sucks. Where are the docks? Let's get these. Nice. Let's finish this. Oh, this gives me money. Okay. We might be saved. Might be saved. A rapid burst of movement catches your attention. A drone. Its fins adjusting as it hovers in place, floats in the corridor. Hello? The drone shifts a little but does not respond. The drone buzzes closer, and a voice gurgles out of its speaker, distorted and estranged. Sleeper, come to the cordon. We need to speak. Who's this? Sleeper, we need to speak. Okay, it's repeating. Inspect the drone. You move closer and the drone bobs away to a safe distance, but as it does, you see the Ha of Havenage emblazoned on its side. Could this be Fang's drone? Oh, it's Fang. Satisfied it has delivered its message, the drone rotates and accelerates away. Okay, so it wasn't Eek. Okay. All that can wait. I need money. I can't do it again. Wait, it gave me not as much. It didn't give me plus 53. Was I negative somehow? What happened? Extracted the data. I need a pill. How much is it? 64. Fuck, I need money. I'm gonna get money this round. So this data. I'm not gonna use it this run. It'll only put me at 2. That's fine. I'm not gonna use it. This is complete scenes. Oh fuck. Okay. When you arrive at Lemon Mina's unit, Castor is already waiting outside, leaning beside the door. Forgive me, Sleeper, but CDC is already buzzing with news of the breach. I was expecting you. Will this work? Don't worry. The breach cannot be tracked to the specific IDs I'm about to create. Castor reaches into a pocket and produces a sleek green and white hand terminal. The data, please. What is that? Something I acquired from Silas while you were busy on that ship. I haven't been waiting for you the entire time. You hand over a drive with the data and Castor fishes around for a converter able to hook it up. He slots it into the terminal and after some wearing, a set of 2 transparent films marked with numeric sequences are produced. 2 tickets to an uncertain future. The child will go with Lem, of course. Those are yours. But first, your side of the deal. What is it? Something to help us make use of you. He passes you the square and you rest it in your palm. A small, white, perfect cube. Suddenly you feel a sharp pain and flinch. The cube jumps from your hand and rattles along the walkway. You look at Castor apologetically. Not to worry. It has done its job. Now it is for you to do yours. Look down and see a tiny pinprick in the center of your palm. Nothing sinister. This way we can keep track of you and the side horizon. I didn't agree to this. You did, Sleeper. You have to understand that I could have done this without you knowing. This way everything is on the table, so to speak. Castor hands you the transparent films and you see a shimmering portraits of you and Lem flickering beneath the surface. Go. Gives them the good news. Lem slides open the door, half dressed in his gear. Sleeper, what brings you up here? Come in. Look to the side, expecting to see Castor, but the wall is empty. The unit is cleaner. Don't insult my stream elements. The unit is cleaner. Here, Louis, unsub and sub again. Unfollow and follow again. I want to test something. The unit is cleaner. Better organized than last time. Lem sits at the thin bar and gestures for you to sit. Mina's with some of the local kids. Someone has started doing lessons on the way. She seems to like it. What's up, Sleeper? I have some news. Out with it then. I have serious ideas for us. You have... How? Does that mean we're leaving? Lamb stands up and paces around the unit. We have to pack. Holy shit, we have to pack. How the hell did you swing this, Sleeper? I made a deal. A friend helped. Well, thank you, friend. You showing him the ID films and he whistles at the portraits. Impressive stuff. You should stay until Mina gets home. We can tell her together. Sure. The buzzer goes. That'll be her. Lem gets up and opens the door, and Mina, a bundle of joy and energy and life, rushes into the room. Robot! She shouts. Lem picks her up. Mina, you won't believe what they've brought us. You flash her the passes and she looks confused. We're going away after all, Minnie. On that big, beautiful ship. Mina screams and Lem laughs. He puts Mina down and she runs over to you and hugs your leg. I love you, Robot. She says quietly so only you can hear. I love you too. And a while later when you leave, you don't even think to check for Castor by the door until it's too late. You stop and turn, halfway down the walkway, but there's nothing there. Even that little white cube is gone. So you keep walking, back through the low end, deep in thought, excited and scared all at once. Do whatever it takes to get that ticket. I did. I did. Fuck. I don't even have enough money right now. It's 64. We're gonna sleep. Fuck, there's Fang. Ah. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. As you enter the passage that leads through the cordon, a flash of movement catches your eye, the drone. It stops to make sure you've seen it and then flits into a side passage, leading to a set of narrow stairs. You climb up through a dark shaft, the drone stopping at each landing to check you are following. Despite its lack of expression, there's something overbearing about the way the drone waits, impatiently realigning its fins in sequence. After a long climb, you come out onto an observation platform. The cordon and the vast, ramshackle refugee ships beyond fill your vision. The scale seems impossible, and immediately you feel small and naive for even thinking you could affect the situation. Something shifts nearby. Drone again. I need a new voice! A woman is standing at the window, at the edge of your vision. You aren't surprised you didn't notice her. She too seems impossibly small in the shadow of the flotilla. The drone buzzes by her shoulders and she turns. I need a voice chat. I'm waiting. I'm pausing and championing you. I'm pausing and championing you. I was a little bit too excited. Maybe she on drugs. Great. Sleeper, sorry for all this cloak and dagger nonsense, but I have never regretted being cautious. I'm Helen. Shake her hand. Tight smile holds, but the drone keeps its single eye fixed on you. The effect is a little unnerving. Look. She glances around the empty observational deck as if checking for potential eavesdroppers. Let's be straight with each other. And I know about your plans, and I understand your motives. You look at her in her overalls, the yellow markers, the HA signals. You've been on the eye long enough to recognize a Havenage member when you see them. You're Havenage. Yes. I mean, I expect that's obvious. I hope you won't hold that against me. She glances around nervously again and moves a little closer. This entire situation, I am not here to defend it. No one is happy about this. And release the flotilla. How do you think this works? Sleeper, tell me something. What does Havenage mean to you? A work in progress. Fair, I think. Havenage is used to being criticized in some ways. We invite it. Our members are free to bring up grievances at any meeting, to propose new structures and approaches. As a counselor, it's my duty to listen to them. That's why I was elected by the members. We are an imperfect system, that's true, yes. And each counselor, each member, each representative can be flawed and even worse. But we keep this place running, right? That's what we do. And the flotilla? The flotilla is a problem. You're right. Can the Eye take in thousands of refugees safely? I don't know. This place is a ruin, Sleeper. What do you think the council discusses? The price of Jarol? We make plans to keep this place spinning, to keep life support working, to ensure. Then Slate chirps, and a grim look passes across her face as she sees the notification. It's really the worst possible voices for every worst possible character. She's like this grim, like government agent type, and she's on drugs. She looks tired, the screen casting her rigid expression in a pale glow. Look, Sleeper, I didn't bring you here to explain how Havenage works. I came to talk about your plan to cross the cordon, bridge the quarantine, and supply the flotilla. How'd you know? I make it my job to know what happens here. I know you think you're handling the flotilla, but you cannot do this, right? Right now, halfway across the ring, one of the countless series of debates are being held. These debates are to evaluate the potential harm that could be caused if the refugees of the flotilla are left to enter the station. These debates are at a standstill right now. Too many in the Havenage Council think of the flotilla as a threat. After recent events, a hardline group has emerged. Protective, selfish. They seek only to benefit the members. In their mind, the flotilla is a danger to life on the Eye. If you're caught crossing the cordon and breaching the quarantine, I mean, it will only strengthen the hardline consular's case. Criminals who stole a ship from XPR undermining the security of the station and say that's exactly what they want. So what? So what? Sleeper, I'm starting to worry if you know anything about what you're doing here. And those ex-XPR spacers you're running with? Sleeper, do you know anything about them? Nope. Why do you think the refugee flotilla came here now? Something is happening in the system. Something is pushing people out of the colonies and outposts that have survived since Solheim collapsed. We need to be ready for whatever is coming. Ready to protect the Eye. Yeah, I know, the voice is great, but the character is literally the worst character. I think we've literally have antithesis character voices. Like there should be a counter in the video, Antoine, for every character where the voice really is like the opposite. There's so many of them. Look, I know the Eye means something to you. I know there's a reason you're still here. Help me protect it. But persuade those spacers that this is the wrong move, that they'll get caught up and the flotilla will be locked away, that Havenage will be delivered into those with the worst instincts. Okay, this might be a way for me to save what I was doing. Forget the suicidal supply run with people you barely know. Help me fight for the Eye. Why don't you stop them? If I expose the plan, it's the same as if it goes ahead and they are caught. Every way I look at it, the Eye looks compromised, the quarantine justified, the hardliners get their scapegoat. Don't offer up the excuse the hardliners need to lock the flotilla out altogether to persuade the members they are the safest pair of hands. Please. You look back at her and the flotilla behind and sense a desperation in her plea. A notification breaks the silence. This shit. She rapidly scrolls through pages of data. Sleeper, I need to go. Think about this, please. Talk to the spacers, help them some reason. And she quickly leaves the observation deck before you have time to respond. You stay for a moment, watching the lights of the tugs and the flotilla, and wonder what it feels like to be on one of those ships so close to your destination and yet so far from it. And then you think of the Havenage Council chamber across the Eye, where the right of these people to find safety is being debated. You shiver, and then you too are gone, back into the stairwell and the cold dark below. Damn, son. I'm starving. You could have fed me at least. Can I eat? Can I get food here? I'm gonna get a meal from good old. Definitely love that new emote, yeah. You're not the only one. Who is it? Sleeper. Peak is waiting for you when you leave, but they look different, pale, drawn out. You need to come to the Briar now. What happened? I'm not here. Come to the ship. We'll be waiting. Don't take long. Fuck. I wonder if I ran out of time. Aw, this song. I don't have anything to do here, right? I need to gamble, is what I need to do. I need money, and that is enough money. Let's fucking go. I need to gamble again. Sheesh. It's huge. And some more food. Alright, I'm finally feeling okay. Let's go see what's going on up there real quick with the ship. What's happening with the ship? Several cycles inside Real Horizon will set out. You will either be on board or not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 cycles. I won't have done everything. What's going on over here? As you walk into the climbing Briar's cavernous bay, now filled with crates and containers, Esh is waiting for you. In front of her, sliced open with its inside scattered across the top of a heavy-duty crate, is an object you recognize. Ellen's drone. You unfreeze. You freeze. Come in, quick. Peak nudges you into the bay, looking behind you before sealing the entryway. We have to start being careful. Move closer to the container. Your eyes on the drone splayed out in pieces. Some parts of it hooked up to a slate the Peak picks up and begins tapping away at. Ash looks up from the dissection. We caught it buzzing around nearby. Heading for the ship. She leans over and taps the HA signal on one of the removed pieces of plating. It's a Havenish spy. We think we got it before it sent data back, but we can't be sure. Have you noticed anyone watching you? Any drones like this? Anyone following you up to the Briar? Yeah, I have to convince them. I don't have time to help them to do all they need me to do, so I have to convince them to call this off. He goes back to tapping away at the slate, unplugging and replugging cables into the memory core of the drone. I don't like this. I don't like this thing sniffing around, personally. If you see anything like this, tell us immediately. Sleeper, we have to be on our toes now. Wait. I've got to access all the recordings the drone has made. Fuck, they're gonna see me. Fuck. It seems like the drone clears its cache every couple of cycles, but the previous recording... Uh-oh. They know. What's this, Sleeper? Have you understood nothing from what we've told you? Haveniches are not your friend. They are administrators, which means they are interested only in their own power, their own survival, their own causes. They divide people as easily as sorting livestock. The greater good at their work demands it. The wider project of the station, the colony, the nation. Eyes are wide as she speaks, her anger barely contained. She wants to help. Help what, Sleeper? Undo the mess of her own creation? She only wishes to placate you, so you'll compromise. So you'll do what is acceptable, not what's right. She's trying. Let me tell you something, Sleeper. When people become administrators, they give up something. Some part of being human, being an equal among others, goes away. They start talking about the greater good, the systems, the way in which their hands are tied or their process is compromised. My mother was the administrator of Hawthorne, and I have seen what it did to her. That noble higher calling, it's toxic. People should never have the chance to decide the fate of others, and those that do so at a cost to their humanity. He tries to cut in, but Esh holds up a hand. Don't start, Peak. Don't ask me to be reasonable or calm down. Thousands of people are desperate out there. Being reasonable will only prolong their suffering. Helen can help. I'm done with this. You're risking this entire supply run just by being here. I go next cycle. We don't need you anymore. Get out. Sleeper, you have to understand, this is personal for Ash. Ellen warned me. Warned you what, Sleeper? Getting caught will be bad. You think you don't think we know that? You glance around the Bay of Briar. The wall seemingly closer every second. This whole thing is closing in on you. And the question is, where do you want to be when it all collapses? You look at Peak. And what do you think? And what do you think, Sleeper? Should we do this thing or not? No. I was worried you would say that. To be honest with you, Sleeper, I'm not sure how we got here. I mean, I know what we did, but it's like the universe shifted under us. One moment we were escaping Hawthorne, and now we are here, and I have no idea what's coming. They look at Ash. But do you see her? She knows how we got here. She's driving this thing forward, and she saved my life. So if your answer is no, I'm going to need you to stand back and get out of our way. Because wherever she goes, that's where I'll follow. Don't do this. You can't ask me to do that, Sleeper. You can't. I mean, I'm out. Because no matter what, I wasn't going to get them what they needed. And you are free to go. I step away to help Ash, leaving you alone to replay the conversation in your head. None of this feels good, but after everything Helen told you, they cannot do this. Leave the Briar, perhaps for the final time, unsure what comes next. There's no way I was going to finish everything in time. Absolutely no way. That's unfortunate though, it's still unfortunate. There's so many mushrooms. Got so many rolls. I think I bugged it out because I did multiple of them at the same time. I don't know if it was registered correctly. Whatever. Whatever. Let's sleep. We're back in shape a little bit. Get all our dice. We're not starving for now. Sleeper, it's time. Big job just came in, grand final. Is you up for it? I'm ready. Alright then, we're in business. This has to work, Sleeper. Has to. If it doesn't, we're in trouble. The Bay, you mean? We were already in trouble before you got there. The work so far hasn't been enough. Look, Bliss has had a rough time because of it. I thought you of all people would understand that. Sorry, didn't mean to be. Bliss is a good one. She gives me a chance. I think I lost the German. It's turning into French. I know you have your own thing going on, Sleeper. We all do. But the Bay needs someone. Bliss needs someone. Hell, I need someone to help me keep Bliss from spinning out completely. It's turning into French. Everything's becoming French. He scratches the side of his head. Otherwise, there's not much I can do, and I would hate not to pay back my debts. I've got to get out. I'm out. See you up there. Okay. Okay. Let's collect some more mushrooms. Damn, I want to restart the game. Because I really fucked something up. It looks like we're not bugged anymore. Riku meets you at the entrance to the lab, leaning on her crutch with a glint in her eye. Walk with me, sleeper. I'd like to tell you a story. She makes her way down the corridor that leads back up towards the big commune building. When people first crossed what we call Founder's Gap into the Greenway, and they did so against the wishes of Andre Erlin. At the time, Erlin was trying to stabilize the Union and establish control over the Eye in the wake of Salam's collapse. It was chaos. Complete factions, failing systems. So many dead and injured from the riots. That was his priority. Erlin was interested in people, not plants. He was a pragmatist, and for good reason. We both crossed through the glass roof tunnel, the greenway outside crowded with vines and branches, dappling the light. Erlin had written the greenway off, cut off from the rest of the station and linked to a broken spoke, he claimed. It was only a matter of time before everything here would die. He refused to let anyone abandon their duty to the Union and cross. They were traitors to the cause, or as good as. Riku continues, making her slow but steady way into the inner gardens of the commune. There weren't many of us, but we believed what was here was worth saving. We had to keep our plans secret until we crossed, and some of us left people behind. It is difficult to know if from effort or emotion. Her voice cracks. What we found was a disaster. Nothing like what you see here. Half of the greenway was leaking oxygen into space. The plants flash frozen, the other half were a swamp as mulch, as decaying matter clogged every system. We worked hard, we lost good people, cleared up and closed up, but it was never going to be enough. After many, many cycles, we all knew this place was doomed. But we kept on working, talking less and less, because we couldn't face it. We all developed a death wish. If the Greenway was going to die, so would we. What changed? Everything. We crossed some invisible boundary, tipped some biological scale, and the Greenway started to recover. Plants started to flower, crops sprouted for the first time. We reaped the fruits of our labor. We thought it was us, that we managed to do just enough to end the cycle of decay. I thought we had saved the Greenway. Until today. We passed into the grow beds of the commune, rich with the hustle and bustle of Haifa members planting and harvesting. For a while, Riku is quiet, and you both simply observe the hypnotic movements of the work crews, the eager chatter washing over you like a wave. Riku smiles to herself. I should have known, of course, that our arrogance was unfounded, but we needed to believe back then. We needed a myth to bring more people across the gap. You both move into a smaller corridor. Riku following some direction unknown to you. What you have shown me is that back then, the Greenway saved us, not the other way around. Tell me, have you ever consumed one of the Matsutake or Jirol caps you have been growing? Yes, I imagined they were delicious, nutritious, almost uniquely so. After all, they were designed for you. Riku has a mischievous look. At first I thought it was the location they were grown in that made the mushrooms from the aviary, from the labs, or from the grove different to each other. But what I have come to understand it as is that it is the person growing them. The Matsutake and Jirol caps you brought me are totally unique, containing compounds never usually found in similar specimens in my possession. Many of these compounds aren't even digestible for humans, but for a sleeper like you... Rico smiles as she leads you into the internal garden of the commune, where the Haifa members have planted species from all over the Greenway. Back when the tide turns, when the Greenway started to recover, we all felt something. A response. It was as if this place was not just alive, as a forest is alive, but alive in other ways. Communicative, responsive. We shrugged it off at the time, but now I understand why. This place is responding to us, adapting itself to us. It is growing fruiting bodies for you. For me, it is adapting, changing. It is, in short, displaying all the signs of sentience. Greenway sentient? Perhaps not the Greenway, but the ecosystem itself, or something within it. It's the gardener. Rico sits on a bench within the peaceful gardens and gestures for you to join her. When you have been growing the girolles and the matsutakes in the aviary, those species so familiar to the Greenway, have you discovered any others? Yes, the clubhead caps. Ryuko can barely contain her excitement. I should like to see those. Please bring me some next time you are here. I have 4 on me. You look around the garden, amazed at the sense of peace within it. Rico interrupts the silence. There is a species of mushrooms that I haven't seen in years. It is dark. Clubhead, short, shaped like a club. We first found it in those early days when we were working to save this place. It was around the time that we started to lose our first members. They were succumbing to some infection or other. Yeah, it's a her, I believe. But yes, it really does match her vibe. I like it as well. They were succumbing to some infection. Some mold growing deep in the dark marsh that drowned this place. At that point, we thought we were lost. And then these mushrooms emerged from that same black mold. We tested them and saw that they contained some compounds that counteracted the mold. They contained an antidote. Of course, as a botanist, I saw this as a part of the natural processes of this ecosystem, even if the time scales seem absurdly short. What am I wondering is if that antidote was a gift. Perhaps, if you are patient, you will receive your gifts too, Sleeper. We'll sit for a while. Riku seemingly done telling stories for today. You watch the lights playing off the leaves and plants around you, and wonder what forces could be at play in this place. I mean, you saw it. What do you mean we wonder? We saw the gardener. After a while, you stand and leave, with a quiet nod to Rico, leaving her to her memories. We've literally saw it. Rico, I bring you some clubheads. Enough so that we can talk again. Or will you need time? Or will you just be able to talk again? Nope, you can just talk again. Riku is at her bench, running small vials of some liquid through an old chemical analysis machine. Whirring of the spinning drums fills the lab with white noise, and you aren't sure if she notices you approach. Sleeper, it's good to see you. This little project of ours has been keeping me awake the past few cycles. But right now, well, I think I have something. What is it? The drum finishes spinning and Riku lifts the vial from its... Is it this vial that she's been holding the whole time? This is something I extracted from those clubheads you've been bringing me. And according to my analysis, it is a substance totally unique on the Greenway. Any idea what it might be? No idea. Medicine? No idea. You aren't the first, Sleeper. Oh, it's a stabilizer because they're made for me. They're made for me, I think. You aren't the first Sleeper to come through here. Perhaps I should have mentioned that earlier. I just wanted you to trust us. What do you mean? They came through a fair few cycles ago. We found them wandering in the broken sector near the gap. The members who brought them in had never seen one of you before. They were terrified of this strange person wandering in from open vacuum. They were quieter than you, and damaged. Well, we did our best to patch them up and welcome them to the commune. I only really spoke to them once, while I was working on their wounds along with a couple of system engineers. I'd never seen a body like that before. I took some readings, some samples. You have to understand, I was curious. I didn't know what I was looking at. I took a bit of the damaged material, less than a thumbnail. The next cycle they were gone. They took a little food and hiked up towards the wild margins where the greenway meets the wastes. Someone saw them in the distance, but that was it. They disappeared into the overgrowth. I'm guessing that's the one that was with Ashton that Kita killed. She sits down heavily, the vial in her hand. When I saw you, I wanted things to be different. I wanted to keep you here rather than just let you disappear into wherever they ended up. Yes, I wanted to understand this place better, but I also wanted to help you. It seems that somehow both my wishes have come true at once. This is for you. You take the stabilizer. It is a stabilizer. Wow. If I had rushed this, I wouldn't have had to rush for money. Thank you. How? These clubhead caps made it for you. Or at least who or whatever made these club heads. It was right here, contained in their tissue. I only had to extract it. I imagine you understand how incredible that is. I learned enough from that sleeper to know that your body, your frame, runs on some exotic technology. Exotic technology that has a time limit built in. Somehow the Greenway knows that too. It understands your physiology much better than I ever could. It knows how to treat you. Just like that miraculous antidote that sprung from the mold, so too has this sprung from your presence here. The Greenway is speaking to you. It is welcoming you. I know it sounds crazy, but I know it to be true. Here's the evidence. And what I also know is it is no longer speaking to me. Even after decades here, I have never seen this kind of response. Not since the antidote so many cycles ago. So I'm going to make you a deal. You bring me as many club heads as you like. I'll extract the stabilizer and give it to you freely. But you have to tell me what the Greenway says. You have to speak with it, to dig into it, to find what being is at the center of it. I've traveled as far as I can. I need you to do the rest. Can you do that? Of course. Rico sighs with relief and deflates into her chair. Thank you. I'm sorry for the other sleeper, truly. I am. I'm sorry, I couldn't have done more. But I'm so glad I met you. You are welcome here anytime. Rico falls silent. She looks smaller now. More fragile. And you realize how old she is. She must be to have seen the collapse firsthand. You idle a little in the lab, in case she asks for anything else, but she remains silent, and so you drift back into the tunnel. Thoughts of that other sleeper, and where they began, and where they ended up weighing on your mind. Get an upgrade point, let's fucking go! Let's plant the seed! You need to take good care of it. We're not gonna be here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're not gonna be here. Because the thing leaves. One, two, it leaves in 4 cycles. Holy fuck, we have so much shit to do here. No. It canceled my progress? There's Titanwood Vector's experimental sail development failed horribly. Now its massive solar sail needs to be repaired. Fuck, man. Fuck, man. Fuck, man, this is bad. This is really bad. I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish this before I leave. I gotta go see Ciao Ciao Luid. I think in a couple cycles we're done with the game anyway. So I'll probably be rolling our next game. Fuck. This drone is different. There's another drone, or at least its behavior is it flirts anxiously around you. It whines and squeals and then zips off up the ring towards the flotilla, not checking if you're falling or not. Something has happened to the cordon, you know it. Chill runs down your spine. Of course something happened, they went. Yeah, I know, drive failed. What did they do? Oh, it's her fucking voice again. Then you hear it chirping and whirring through the stairway it led you through before, the one that leads up to the observation deck. You leap up the stairs 2 at a time and make it to the top, momentarily blinded by the light pouring in through the wide windows. Out of water. Raised voices echo in your ears as you split against the light. Peek and Helen come into focus, arguing in front of the viewing window, the angular shapes of the flotilla flaming their debate. Message me when you roll the next game. I shall. Stop wasting my time. We need to stop her now. The moment she's caught, it is too late. The hardline counselors will get their excuse to lock the place down. Don't act concerned. I won't give her up, no matter what you say. A sleeper. Go to Peek. She left without me, Sleeper. She's making the run right now. I came up here to try to catch a sight of her, and this one ambushed me. There was no ambush. We are on the same side. I want what's best for the flotilla, and what she is doing will only bring more harm. That is true. It is only because your own council is a corrupt and decrepit institution. You should deal with your own organization before casting blame on us. That is what I'm trying to do. Wait, she went French. Look, that's what I'm trying to do, okay? I don't have the absolute power, I cannot change an entire system, but you and your friend could hand it to the worst people possible through your stubborn ignorance. Lord Helen. Helen is right. The impact of this cannot be ignored. Otherwise, we risk pushing Havenage towards its most actors in order to make a single supply run. We must consider the bigger picture. I shouldn't have sided with her, actually. You tried to explain this to Peek, that it isn't about Esh being right or wrong, it's about the bigger systems that could shift because of her actions. Peek listens but looks exhausted. They turn to Hélène. There's nothing I can do. Maybe you are right. I don't know anymore and I don't care. I will never be like you. I never wish to hold power in my hand for any purpose. Perhaps that makes me a coward, but I know that already I ran from my family and the people that needed me. I stole from them, and I would do it again. I will not look back, and I will not be made to feel guilty for my choices. And then looks between the two of you. So be it. She opens her mouth to speak and then closes it again. She turns to you. Sleeper, you better hope your friends were well prepared. And she leaves, already flicking through datasets on her slate as she does. You and Peek exchange a glance. I know you think you are being balanced, Sleeper, but I can't be like you. I follow my heart. You turn back to the window, searching the flotilla for a glimpse of the climbing Briar's blue XPR livery against the black of the void. As you search, you realize it doesn't matter now whether you approve of this or not. Ash is out there, risking everything she has. Peek is next to you, heart in their mouth. These are people you care about. It is too late to stop this, but it isn't too late for your friends. There she is! Peek shouts suddenly, and you turn to the window to watch Ash runs unfold. You spot the climbing Briar, a glint of blue and white, tiny and alone, arcing down towards the red lights of the cordon. She's exposed. They will see her coming if they look. You watch the cordon and the buzzing tugs for any signs of movement, any response. The Briar crawls silently across your view. Come on, is she... Then you see a distant flicker of yellow. Peek sees it too. Those two tugs are heading to cut her off. Go, Ashi! As if responding to Peek's urging, the Briar speed up, driving for the cordon edge now, like a hawk descending. You tense up. It's because I didn't do any of the work. I didn't finish. Peek grips the rail as the Briar races towards the edge of the cordon. That visible net of sensors played between the ships and drones. Can she pass through? The response is immediate. The moment the Briar set the net of sensors, the entire cordon reacts. Sequences of blinking lights cascade out from the ship's position. The angry red of the cordon multiplied many times over. Shit! Peek presses a hand against the window. As they do, the Briar accelerates, weaving dangerously through the flotilla. You move closer to the window without thinking, unable to take your eyes off the rapidly descending ship. Spinning between the hulls of the flotilla, a group of tugs now tracing its path in pursuit. The Briar drifts through the flotilla, but it is agonizingly slow. Come on, Eshi, come on! Peek shouts in desperation, pressing a palm against the glass. You squint at the gathering yellow glints of the tug. You are too fast. You both watch in dismay as the tugs swarm the Briar. their shins locking onto the hull of the ship and holding it in place. The Briar is stuck, its drives unable to escape the tug's grip, especially in the close quarters of the flotilla. Peak is silent, and you watch as the Briar is dragged away towards the facility at the edge of the room, a hole opening up in the pit of your stomach. You look at Peak, but they don't respond. They don't take their eyes off the Briar. Even after it disappears, they stand there at the glass, their eyes fixed on the flotilla. She didn't even get the supplies through. This was all for nothing. I'm sorry. This was stupid, Sleeper. A stupid plan. We had the ship and our freedom. Now what do we have? Peak slams her head against the glass in frustration, making you jump. I won't be trapped again, I won't. They turn and rush out of the observation deck before you can say anything, leaving you alone with the cold and the light. Well, shit. We're failing a lot of drives. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just didn't have the time. I had to get Mina and Lem on that ship. I made a choice. I'm just gonna try to help Bliss before I leave. Come on. Fuck, man, I'm so unlucky. Nice. I need to leave. I need to eat, I mean. Come on, I need some more positives here. Let's go. I don't know if I can make it. I guess we'll see. Damn, what a horrible roll. Sheesh, alright. Positive here is +2, while here is +3. I don't understand why you would ever not do. I feel like something's wrong. How it's set up. Fuck, that takes it away. That's true. Exactly enough money. Come on. Nice. It's huge. I'm gonna gamble a little bit this. Come on, give me a positive 50-50. Fuck, that's nothing. Roll me. Fuck, man. I don't know what I can do with twos. I'm leaving next cycle. I can't finish. Unless I need to hit two 25% chances, and if I hit two positives, we make it. Okay, first one. Come on, come on, come on now. Come on, come on, come on. Fuck. The food wasn't important. I should have looked. I shouldn't have bought. I shouldn't have gambled. I shouldn't have gambled, man. I would have made it if I hadn't gambled. Fuck. I mean, I have to get on it next, but maybe I might still have dice to use. We'll see. But if only I had one more die. Complete active scenes. I have active scenes. Apparently I have active scenes. I'm slowly sleeper. Link comes towards you along the walkway. But your friend must have known there was a chance this would happen. She seems unsure of how to greet you and looks nervously around. She is being held along with her ship. What now? I don't know, sleeper. I don't know. Helen pinches the bridge of her nose. Further security has your friend, and she and her ships will be held in the quarantine until it's lifted. As for the quarantine, I mean, we're working on it, but the console is unlikely to bulge now. Not after this. This is the last thing I needed. She was carrying weapons. You know that? We found a crate of firearms on her ship. And the refugees? Nothing good. As you know, Cordon Security intercepted your friends before she could get supplies through. Since then, the refugees have cut off all communications. I'm worried, sleeper, about what is happening in there. But after recent events, Cordon Security are keeping the place locked down tighter than ever. No one can get in. Meanwhile, the hardline counselors are preaching in the chamber as we speak. It's a deadlock, and I don't know when it will loosen its grip. I wish I had better news, sleeper, but we knew this was coming. What can be done? It's a waiting game now. I'll do my best to make my voice heard in the debates to pursue members, and we'll see what can be done. We still don't know why the flotilla came here, why they abandoned settlements and outposts through the system to flee to this ruined station. What little we heard from them concerned computer and life support systems collapsing in waves, machinery in flux. I mean, this isn't over. You think of the people of the flotilla. Alan is right. People don't abandon their homes for nothing. What wave is rushing through the system, and when will it reach the eye? Helene interrupts your thoughts. I have to go. The debates will restart soon, and I should be there. She waits for a moment, and it is unclear if she is trying to think of something to say or just waiting for you to speak. But the silence keeps you both quiet. She walks off down the corridor, a nod the only farewell she offers. You hope that speaking to her might ease the knot of worry in your chest, but it remains there, reminding you of the refugees and of the wait ahead. But it's done is done, no matter how many times you turn it over in your head. You get the feeling you will be saved soon, and for that you must save your strength. What was it Fang told you, Erlen said? The eye opens for us all. For now. Not this time, for now. The eye remains close to those that need it. A shudder runs through you. Something is coming, you can feel it. This isn't over. I don't know about that, because I am hopping on a ship. And I'm getting out of here. I'm guessing Kestel is going to be here. No, Kestel's not here. Wow, I thought it would be. I thought he would be for sure. But I won't see this blossom. Okay, I can use them. Let me see if I can. Let's fucking go! The atmosphere in the airlock is euphoric. You and Bliss keep grinning at each other like idiots. Exhausted, blinded, sore and aching idiots. Sleeper that was incredible. I never thought we were going to make it. Those idiots tangled the whole thing up like I've never ever seen. Hello? We make a good team. Bliss smiles a winning smile. As the lock's inner door clunks open, Moritz gives a rare whoop. He looks exhausted too, and for good reason. Moritz has been the one ferrying tools and parts back and forth from the ship. His tired smile tells you he's glad it's done. Sleep, Bliss. Impressive. When I saw that ship coming, I thought there was no way. Why, thank you, Morris, for believing in us. You know what I mean. Takes a compliment. Shoulders some of the gear that came back in with you and Bliss and heads to the racks to stow it. Bliss turns to you. Well, I think you should be the one to do the honors. She nods to the rag-looking console that Morris assembled. I don't want to jinx it. She smiles, but you can see she's genuinely nervous. Don't worry. I'll stop worrying when the chits are in my hand, and I'm giving them to a gimbal bartender. You glide over the console and check the screen. It takes a second to see what you're doing through the flickering cracked display, but after a moment you see the accounts, and there it is, almost 1,000 cryo, sat in the base transfer account. Wow. Well, have we been screwed again? We did it! Bliss kicks off from the floor and spins up into the bay, shouting as she does. The noise takes Moritz by surprise, and he knocks a rack of parts, scattering handfuls of metal fixings across the bay. The sight is something glinting steel catching the work lights. The sight is something glinting steel catching the work lighter like the work lights like glitter. Sorry, I needed that. She kicks off and joins you at the terminal. Moritz even managed to sell that produce. We made a tidy profit eventually. Here, she lacks a stack of blank chits into the terminal and transfers a chunk of the cryo to them. This is your cut. Bliss hands you the chits. Thank you for believing in this place, even when I couldn't. When you first met me, I was on the edge of giving up. All I would have taken was one more push. But now this place is sparkling again. Work is coming in, there are funds in the accounts, even Moritz has a spring in his step. That's because of you. He likes you. What's his deal? What? Why is he always so quiet? Well, I'm not so sure. He doesn't much like talk about himself, that's one. You know he came here looking to rob the place? I gave him a job instead. Don't tell him I told you that. I just thought it might help you understand the kid. Moritz turns to look at you and both Bliss and you awkwardly wave. Maybe it's time to change the subject. You gonna be okay? Me? Always. From here on out, it's going to be a little easier. I'm gonna look for components, contracts, stuff that will keep us inside the bay, not out in the black. No need to risk our necks if we don't need to. You wanna crash out? That's fine, but there'll always be work where you need it. I appreciate it. She smiles and then out of nowhere quickly gives you a hug. She steps back and glances around reflexively. Take care, she says softly. You too. Turn and leave. And Sleeper. Yeah? Don't spend that all at once. Sheesh. It's a lot of money. For once we have money. Wait. It's now in Rabia. I don't need to do any work for Rabia. I think it's time to go. Hey, look at her. She's floating around. There's a crowd. But you spot Lem and Mina immediately as you enter the dock. They are waiting at the cordon, where Celis security are checking the crew in to board the ship. Those that manage to get up to the hub are crowded near the entrance, but even they know their chance of getting on board has long gone. Lem spots you among the crowd. Sleeper, we are here. They look standing beside a bag which looks to carry all the possessions they have. It is small enough to be carried in one hand. You ready? Well, I guess so. I hope they let us take this on board. Got our whole life in there. Yeah, he looks nervous. You hand over the Celius ID film to Len, keeping your own. He turns it back and forth in the light. Where did your friend even get this picture, Silpur? Looks like my old Conway ID. You look and a shimmering young Lem stares out of the film, harder and clean cut. I spoke to the guard here. He nods to the white and green clad security officer. They'll be doing orientation and role assignment on board. Sounds like we are going to be working under the core crew, kind of like an intern. Well, what do you think, Mini? Am I too old to be an intern? Following Lem's lead, you inspect your ID. As you lift the film up to the light, you see something strange, something that makes you flinch. The face printed in the film is one you recognize immediately, but it's not you. At least it's not how you look now. You squint at this ghost, confused why you hadn't noticed earlier. It's a picture you remember being taken, a memory that you didn't know you had. You remember signing the forms, the walk to the sleeper tanks, the cold metal floor. You remember the SNARP employee who helped you in her smile clean and surgical. You freeze in place, thinking of you that still sleeps somewhere in an SNARP facility. That won't wake until you are recovered and disposed of. And now you're leaving. Will they ever wake up? Sleeper? Lem interrupts your thoughts. These guys want us to board. You stare at him without thinking, then notice the guard gesturing for you both to come forward. You all kick off and float over to them, steadying yourself on the guardrail. You hang back, letting Lem present his ID film first. The guard slides it across a white machine, much like the one Castor printed them for him. You reflexively rub the puncture mark on your hand. Even though there's no trace of it now, it seems to be your destiny to be someone else's tool. Lem and Mina are waved through, the guard smiling at her excited face. Lem turns back to check you are coming. The guard beckons you closer. No, this was our goal the whole time. Okay, now that music had to have been linked. I know I was questioning before. Had to have been linked there. With that choice. You shake off your doubts and hand over your ID film. The guard barely looks at it, even though they pass it through the scanner and wave you through. A new life built from old things. Are you okay? Lem asks, concerned as you catch up with him. You are so slow, robot, Mina teases, grabbing at you with her small hands. Just making sure. I'm good. Lem nods and you realize how much harder it must have been for him to cross that threshold. Mina struggles in his arms, trying to get to you, and Lem relents, struggling with both the bag and his daughter. Mina tumbles through the microgravity and grabs onto your clothes for purchase, pulling herself into your arms. You all proceed up the walkway, the entrance to the docking bridge yawning wide and above you. Are we family, robot? Mina asks as you move, taking you by surprise. Yes, now we are. Mina smiles and presses her head against your chest, pleased by your answer. You keep moving, up into the docking bridge, then along that thin, glass-walled connector, all the time Mina clutching onto you. The lack of gravity means you can't feel her weight, only the grip of her small hands on your clothes. You both stare wide-eyed at the vast hull of the side rail horizon and try to think of this huge machine as a home. Later, when you settle in your bunk, after Mina has finished running back and forth between you and Lem with an endless and infectious excitement, you find yourself looking at your ID film once more. Somehow, since the last time you looked at it, the image seems to have changed. It's still a picture of the old you, the person that signed up to have their consciousness copied and placed into the ownership of Essen Arp, but something else has crept into the image, an underlying sense of self-identification. This is also a picture of you now. The you that survived the eye, that made friends here, that found a way out, that escaped against all odds. The other you might never wake up. They might never live again. So be it. They consigned you to a doomed life for their own gain. Their life is yours now. You will live it better than they ever could. You lie back on your bunk as the thrust of the side rail's vast engines kick in. This feeling, this rumble, will be your constant companion for the next decades. It will be there when you work, when you watch Mina grow, when you dream of the planet at the end of the journey. It will stay with you when your body starts to fail, despite the best attempts of Lem and Mina as the years stack up and it exceeds its safe operating period by a decade. It will be the thing you wake up to in those rare moments of consciousness, between which Mina will keep you in a frozen state in the hope of preserving you until your destination is reached. That is something that I did not think of actually, is that we need stabilizers for this journey that will take decades. We're gonna die before we get to the end. It will still be there when Mina makes you tears in her eyes to tell you of Lem's inevitable death, and it will not relent despite your desire for a moment of silence. It will be the final thing you hear as Mina shuts down all but the most vital of all your functions, and hopes beyond hope that you make it to your final destination, all the while doubting that you will. But for now, in this moment of departure, it is still a new sound, a new feeling, and because of this, it is filled with the promises of the future. And so you settle back on your bunk and close your eyes, and in moments you are sleeping a perfect, dreamless sleep, the most peaceful that you can ever remember. Damn! What an ending. I think the writing at the end was the most well written the game has been, so it's good that it finished on such a high note. And I got a bit of a tear in my eye. I think this game is about connections, right? You are starting a new life on this RimWorld, the Eye, they call it. And they say so in the tutorial, I'm pretty sure. What will you make of this new life? What life will you build for yourself? They say something along those lines. I connected with several characters, but the one notably Emphis. I loved Emphis. I liked Ankita before she went all murder hobo. But I really liked Lem and Mina. And so, I'm happy to be able to finish my story with them. Their future, the one where Mina grows, they lose decades of their lives just making sure a ship runs so that people, you know, who are in cryosleep can exist on that other planet. It's very, I don't know if exciting is the right word, but I resonated with that. I mean, it's pretty much Passenger, right? The movie with Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah, Passengers. It's the same concept. But I resonated with them very much so, and that's why I gave up every other storyline to finish this. Now, the mistake I did, I think, is quickly progressing the creation, the building of the ship. Because there didn't seem to be a timer. I could have done that really at the very end. And then that could have been the last thing I did. Now, I'm guessing there's multiple endings to this game. This is one of them. I resonated very much with this one, so I'm happy we did this one. I could have probably just got into it after I had done some other things. Like, there was one or two things that I still wanted to do. Notably, I wanted to find out what the hell happened when I planted the seed. I've been wanting to plant that seed forever. I thought that the hunter and the killer, those sentient AIs, were kind of interesting. I didn't really connect with New Event, but I liked Hunter as the I also never saw that doctor again. Well, I say that, I'm talking about Celine obviously, but I never did Rabia's quest lines. So, and she was the continuation of Sabine, so that makes sense that I never saw what became of Sabine. What a game. I think the ending was very well done. I think the ending was very well done. I think it made me feel things that I didn't expect this game to make me feel. Because so let's talk about this game a little bit, right? This game has an amazing soundtrack. I love the soundtrack. I think the mechanics are addictive. This is the only game that I've played so far. I've only played 3, but this is the only game so far where I've stayed up past 11 and gone all the way to midnight. I've stayed up an extra hour to keep playing the game. So that says something for its mechanics. But these are also the mechanics that I connect to personally, which is optimization, and the fact that you get quick checkboxes when you you finish the drives, or you get like part of a yellow circle. Those quick dopamine feedbacks, like they get me and they get me strong. And optimizing into that, and you add the gambling in the middle a little bit, where you're rolling the dice and you're not sure. I mean, that is that is hook, line, and sinker for me. That I love that shit. That said, for a game that is mostly text, I didn't think the writing was that great. Unfortunately, it is nowhere close to being level of Disco Elysium. Now, obviously, one of the positives is obviously not the same budget, right? But it's hard for me to not compare them, because I never finished Disco Elysium, but this is the only game that I've played that is similar to Citizen Sleeper. So obviously keep in mind that the budget and the team size are very different. But I think Citizen Sleeper pales in comparison to Disco Elysium's writing, and for a game that is mostly text, that's a shame, right? And even if Disco Elysium's writing sometimes, Disco Elysium's writing is always amazing, but even if it weren't sometimes amazing, there's voices to keep you interested, right? One of my character voices for Citizen Sleeper was based off of one of the character voices from Disco Elysium. Disco Elysium has amazing writing and it has voice acting. It's very hard not to compare the two games. But that said, Citizen Sleeper is a beautiful game. It's an amazing soundtrack. I am addicted to its gameplay mechanics. I thought that the art design, the artistic direction was beautiful. Character designs were beautiful. I mean, that's why I fell in love with Lemon Mina. Their character designs were I felt that, I mean, obviously I've never lived it, but the overworked parent and the cute, shy daughter, right? He wants, and it's not even his daughter, it's an adoptive daughter, but he wants, he's working his ass off to give her a better life. I guess I connected to that. And it was, I see the writing wasn't not always great. Lemon Mina's writings were always good. I mean, and that's probably one of the reasons that I connected to those characters as well. In the end, Citizen Sleeper is a very good game, but I don't think it is as good as Little Nightmares or Chicory. So that's why we're going to go to the tier list. Tier list maker. I think it is our first game. I have to log in 1 sec. And that is why I think that this game is our first C game. Now, it's a very good game. Now, this tier list, obviously, like I said before, this tier list is it's skewed towards the higher ends of the spectrum. Like a C, if you're rating all video games of all time, we would be looking at something like this probably. But we're not ranking all video games of all time. We're ranking the 52 games that I've chosen, and I didn't choose any games that I thought were bad. We're like, if it was a tier list of all video games of all time, the S, A, B, C that we have would be S and A. Okay, but we can expand that list, go closer into those good games. And I think Citizen Sleeper is not on the same level as Little Nightmares and Chicory. It is also not an easy game to stream, and I think that also did impact my judgment a little bit because I felt like people were less there when I was streaming. So that's a very good point. Yeah. Nonetheless, I think it had an amazing storyline, and I have a very good idea of how we could turn this into a compelling video, Antoine. So we'll talk about it. Obviously, there will be a focus on the voices, but I think showing Lemon Mina's story, because that's also the ending I got and the characters I connected to the most, I think that would be interesting as well. Now let's some people that the rolling is about to begin. We're going to roll. Now, depending on the game, it's either going to be tomorrow's game or Monday's game. I don't know yet if I'm streaming tomorrow. If it's a short game that can be beaten on one stream, I will do it tomorrow. And I hope I end up on one that I can beat tomorrow. That would be nice. Would be nice. Also, Antoine, I had an idea. There's a way for me in OBS to separate audio tracks. I know it works when I'm recording through OBS. I don't know if it works when I'm streaming through OBS, but maybe for next week, for tomorrow's game, for the next games, you'll be able to separately increase or decrease the game's audio and my voice. Hopefully that'll work. Alright. I have to fucking log in. Wait. I really want it to be a short game. It'd be really nice. You think so? I guess I'll see. I'll see. We'll do a test tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a test run. Honestly, I think I might just make get a short game tier list that we can roll when we finish games early, so that way Mondays we always start a new game. What do you think about that, Antoine? So right now I make a tier list of just games that I can beat in one stream. Not a tier list, but a wheel. So that on Mondays I'm always starting a new game. What do you think of that idea? I would be rolling a smaller wheel. It wouldn't be as impressive. But there's a bunch of good games. Not cheating if I change the rules. Okay. I mean, technically it's one game a week, right? But this would be an extra game. So I don't think it would be stupid to put games that I can finish in one stream. Yeah, I also agree. I think it's better if I start a new game every Monday. So I'm going to quickly go to a this stream. We're gonna go short games. New. Actually, no, we're gonna open week 3. Open week 4. And we're gonna remove all the ones that I know are above. So this for sure, this for sure, this for sure, and actually I can go on the wheel layout. You guys can't see it very well. Alright, fine, I'll go back to, I'm gonna go to screen share. You guys can see what I'm doing. Short games. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to roll. I'm going back. Open. 3 games 4. 2, 3, 5. I want time. I want to sort. We got quite a lot of games. We're gonna do all the 3-hour games and under. You could also play games that are in the wheel when you finish a game early, like you did with Get to Work. Yeah, but I don't. I still have to get a bit of buffer for my trip anyway. I could just not stream, but I don't think that's not. I mean, the goal is to finish these 52 games. If we can finish this in fucking October, right? That'd be nice as well. That means I can play some other stuff then. Okay, so we have Neva, Her Story, Brothers, What Remains of Edith Finch, We're Here Expeditions, Journey, Gurgoa, Flower, Duck Detective, and A Short Hike. So remove. This we keep. Remove. Cocoon is not on here. Doki Doki is not on there. Duck it is. Firewatch is just not. Flower is, I believe. Yeah. What about Fury? No. Fury is 6 hours. I'm excited for Fury though. I love the music of Fury. Ghost Runner, no. Kisu, no. Gorogoa is. Reach, no. Her Story is. Hi-Fi Rush, no. Hotline Miami, no. Hyperlight Drifter, no. I Am Your Beast, I believe, just not. Yeah, it's 4 hours. I Am Your Beast. Inside, no. Again, 4 hours. Journey, yes, I believe. Yep. Jusant, I believe, no. Jusant. No, Jusant is 5. Katana 0, no. Limbo, no. Lover's Invitation, no, 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 no. Neva, yes. Not for broadcast. I believe, nope. Nope. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10. How many do we have right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just looking for 3 more. 8. Nine, 10. There they are. Damn, the wheel is so much less impressive when it looks like this. Let's roll it. We'll see. Yeah, it's true. Alright. Well, I'm probably gonna remove We Were Here Together because we probably can't play tomorrow night and I need Rui to play that, so we're gonna remove We Were Here Together. So we got 9 games that we can roll. 9 games. I love the music in Citizen Sleeper, but it's time for what the fuck is it called? I'm blanking super hard. I'm blanking so fucking hard. Space Odyssey. One. There you go. Theme song. Alright, we're waiting for the second time this time. Good things to say about this game, so that's nice. Move. And we can remove a short hike from... Fuck. From week 4. Remove a short hike. Bang. Save. Short games. Week 5. Save. This is a mess, but I understand. This is a mess, but I understand. Very well. Short hike it is. Where do I own that game in? Short games. Short games. Such a great piece of music. Yeah. I own it on GOG. Good old games. GOG Galaxy. Own games. Short hike. Install. Importing Epic. Language, English, yeah. Yep, install. Okay, so that was it. Thank you guys so much. That was Citizen Sleeper. Thank you to the people who are still here who saw that. Tomorrow, play a short hike, and we finish a short hike, and we roll for Monday's game. Thank you guys for watching. Let's find someone to raid real quick. Is there anybody out there playing Citizen Sleeper still? Citizen Sleeper. Citizen Sleeper. What do we got? We got people. We got people. Goblin mode, bad at games, English. Yeah. There's actually people streaming this game today.
Sounds from the entrance.
We're gonna raid them. Give them a quick raid. Raid. All right, let's go. Not many of us are here, but we're raiding them. We're going. We're gonna follow them and we're gonna show them that we care because they're playing Citizen Sleeper. Let's go. Ciao, ciao.